listening to Pause. We pause for a second or two. This is episode 147, Circled Date. On the 5th of November, in less than a month from now, the American elections will be held. This date, the 5th of November, is our circled date. The whole of our Western world is waiting for this one circled date. We all carry thoughts. We all carry feelings that we keep inside up until that date. As we have circled this date, and collectively, as we are waiting for this day, we are day by day building up tension. We are building up tension in our bodies. Tension in our bodies is potential energy. The Polaroid for today's episode is specific skill, tension. And today we talk about how our physical tension, the tension in our body, is related to having circled this date, the 5th of November, and how this tension is effectively potential energy, potential emotional energy. After that circle date, on the 6th of November, many of us, perhaps not all of us, but many of us, will release much of that tension, or start releasing that tension, that emotional tension. We are building up this tension day by day, and we have been doing so for a long time, many years. And after that date, the 6th of November and after, we will start seeing much emotion. So much emotion that it will be difficult to grasp. There will be so much emotion. And then, on the 6th of November, as we are doing now, as we are doing regularly, we pause for a second or two. At major turning points, we pause. As tension is built up, we pause. And as tension is released, we pause. Up until that destined day, we pause regularly. We know the tension. We get to know the tension regularly. It is our collective tension, yes, but ultimately it is our personal tension. It starts and ends with our own personal body. And you listening right now to this podcast, you are in touch with the tension in your body. So on the 6th of November, the day after the elections, you do the same then as you're doing now. You pause for a second or two. This final month before the 5th of November, decision making from all of us will be made against this circled date. We are making decisions, yes, but we are in waiting. We are waiting for that certain day. So the decisions we make right now is for up until that date. The decisions we make right now is for up until that date. Many things will feel differently, will feel different after the 5th of November. Many things will feel different. Decisions we make today will maybe not feel completely different, but somewhat different on the 6th. It will. Decisions we make today, we make in a context, an environment of vast collective tension. decisions made in tension. And after the 5th, decisions we make then will be made in a context and environment of releasing tension, sort of like downhill. So now we are making decisions uphill. And after the 5th, we will be making decisions downhill. How we feel about a decision today will not correspond so precisely to how that decision will feel in a month's time. The biggest difference between how decision making feels today in this context of tension and how decisions will feel after the elections in the context of releasing tension will be that today in tension we are desensitized. A tense body is desensitized. It does not very easily take notice of details and nuances. We will miss many details and nuances. A tense body only sees the broad strokes, the coarse patterns. After the 5th, as we enter the period of releasing tension, then our bodies will be sensitized. We will feel more. We will feel and perceive thousands upon thousands of new details and nuances that we simply could not take notice of in today's tense context. All those details, all those nuances, they are there today. But we cannot perceive them. Not as we will be able to in a month's time. Then all those details and nuances will appear seemingly out of nowhere. They were there all along, but they will just become visible to us. And it will be overwhelming, as all those details and nuances suddenly stand out to us. We will be overwhelmed. We will be overwhelmed by that sensitizing period. As the tension in our bodies, the tension in our muscles, the tension in our emotions, as that tension starts to be released, we will be in pain and we will feel things. It will be painful. It will be confusing. So we are building structure for that confusion already today, preemptively. We are building a structure for our confusion. And today's Polaroid, specific skill tension, is about authority. To feel that we are standing with our 2 feet on the ground and that we are standing where we are standing. And after the 5th of November, we will have a hard time experiencing our own authority. It will be difficult. We will not feel as confident then as we do now. Now we are desensitized. We are tense. And it is easy to feel confident, to feel like an authority when we are tense. But on that day, after the circle date, as our senses start activating again, as our tension is released, it will not be as easy to feel like an authority. We will feel vulnerable in a different sense than we do today. And that is why we will pause on the 5th and the 6th. We will pause and recognize the new vulnerability. We will recognize it for a second or two and not be so quick to decide on this or that. Just stand where we are standing for a moment. Circling a date like we are doing now as a civilization, it is an extreme event. It is very powerful. And we need to be realistic about just how powerful this circled date will feel. On that day and the day after, we will feel vulnerable, confused, sensitized, overwhelmed, and above all in pain, emotional pain. Vague, hard to place pain. Like pain in our souls. That's how it will feel. Like pain in our souls. Yes. That's it for today. Thank you.